Today we're talking about how to look bougie and expensive on a budget. Budget baddie. And before we get into the tips, I think it's very important to understand that you can look very, very expensive without spending that much money on your clothes. You can even shop on Chinese websites or only in the thrift store and look like you're luxurious, you're expensive, and in order for people to be in your company and be around you, they can't be bringing just nothing to the table. But it's all about how you style it. And as my mom always told me, it's not about how much money you spend on clothes, it's about you making it look expensive. And there are ways for you to make yourself look expensive without having to spend crazy amounts of money on clothes, makeup, or just leveling yourself up. And I also want to preface this by saying I am going to be talking both about spending money on Chinese websites because I understand that some people don't have access to thrift stores. Not everything at a thrift store is going to be your size. Not everything at a thrift store is necessarily going to be the style that you need. And it might also take a lot of time to alter the things that you get at thrift stores. But I will say that thrift stores are a great option, and we're going to get into more of that later. This video is not on some, we're going to shame people that can only afford so-and-so clothes. This video is about guiding you to look a more expensive and better version of yourself. Tip number 1, drop the trendy clothes and develop your own personal style. The one thing that I hate the most about people that are talking about looking old money or looking expensive is that everything is always kind of beige, boring looking. Mind you, wearing chic black and white outfits can definitely be a way for you to elevate your style and make it look more effortless and just make yourself look more expensive without spending that much, because you're basically only going to need a few basics. But you should not have to let go of your own personal touch in your style in order for you to look like you got it going. And this is where I want to talk about you need to stop focusing on what's trendy and start focusing on the type of archetype of woman or person that you want to be. Because how you dress and how you elevate your style is very much going to depend on the type of life that you expect to live. If you're trying to look more luxurious so that men will treat you like a princess and take care of everything for you, you might have to dress a little different than someone who's trying to look more expensive when it comes to them being taken more serious at work. But the easiest way for you to figure out what type of elevated woman you want to become is for you to take the girls from Sex and the City or the girls from Desperate Housewives and figure out which one of the archetypes of women that you want to be. The reason why I really love taking the example of the girls from Sex and the City is because every single one of these girls are successful in their own way, but they have very, very different styles. And they're easy to identify, their differences, their opinions. If you haven't watched Sex and the City, I can really recommend it. But they're not boring. They're not beige. They're not just whatever. They're not meh. And it can be a really, really good idea for you to identify which one of these girlies you feel more alike, and then start to adopt a little bit of how they dress into your own personal style. If you're looking to look more expensive so you can attract a provider man, you might have to consider dressing a little bit more like Charlotte and incorporating a bit of Charlotte into your life. If you're just trying to have a glow up, maybe what you're just looking to look like is maybe Samantha or Carrie. But one thing that I will underline when it comes to these women is that they all have their personal style. It's still influenced by the time that they were in. But one thing that we have to highlight is that their style is predominantly feminine. That is something that will elevate your style no matter what. Looking and focusing more on fitted and feminine silhouettes. If you're someone like me who's a streetwear baddie, I have 57 tattoos, you guys, and I used to only wear baggy jeans and sneakers. Mind you, I still love that look, but I do understand that that look is not necessarily the most expensive looking look. I used to only wear baggy jeans, and baggy t-shirts and baggy everything. And honestly, it looks really, really good and it looks really cool personally. But you sprucing up your outfits with a little bit more of a feminine touch will make you look more expensive, because a woman who is able to embrace her feminine side will look more valuable, because that is what the masculine society is attracted to. This has nothing to do with you, not wearing baggy jeans anymore, or you not wearing anything that's not trendy anymore. But as soon as you step into more feminine, maybe you switch out the baggy jeans for a skirt once in a while. Maybe you switch up the baggy t-shirt you're always wearing and instead you wear a fitted top. It's naturally gonna make you look more elevated and more expensive, because a feminine style will make you look like you're introspective. What does that mean? It means that you consider your own identity and your style, which is something that we always usually do. We consider who we are, who we want to be, like what do I want to express with my style. And when you wear something that's a little more feminine, expressive, then it's going to signal that you clock that your energy is valuable. This is also why the more feminine you dress, the more people are going to actually take better care of you. So maybe the way to look more expensive, I'm asking you, it's a question, a rhetorical question, is for you to look more feminine. But I understand that some of you are not there yet. And I understand that for myself. There are some days where I'm like, I'm not gonna look like some Barbie doll today. That's not what I want to look like. Today I want to have my tattoos on show. Today I want to, I want to look a little more streetwear-ish. I want to have whatever jewelry I want to wear. But the femininity is truly the most powerful accessory that you can wear in anything. And femininity, when it comes to you expressing your own personal style, is always going to win over being trendy. The reason why a lot of people look inexpensive today is because they look like they just dropped on Pinterest, searched for whatever's trendy in 2025, and that's what they wear. They're afraid of wearing anything that is not necessarily in style. They feel like wearing anything that's a little more, something that people might wear 10 years ago, or something that maybe is a little more basic or boring. They don't want to wear that. They want to wear whatever everyone else is wearing, and that's all cool and dandy. But if you are maybe someone who's like in your mid or late 20s, or if you're a woman who wants to be taken more seriously and you want to date more high value men or whatever, then you're going to have to understand that trendy is going to make you look like everyone else. And if you look like everyone else, you're not going to look expensive, because what we think about when we think about everyone else is that the world is broke and that the world doesn't have any resources and that everyone is literally paying off their trip to Coachella with Klarna. Like, another point is that you're going to have to think more about the silhouettes that you wear rather than necessarily like, oh, can I wear this or can I not? It's not, you can wear whatever you want, but what really makes someone look effortless and chic and expensive is if they wear stuff that fits their body type. And you can look expensive no matter what size you are, no matter if you're a triple extra small or a triple extra large. Whatever size you are, you can look expensive. Think about someone like Jennifer Coolidge. She is not a small, extra small girly. She looks divine. She looks amazing. And she looks expensive because she dresses in a way that matches her personality, but also in a way that flatters her. And also Jennifer Coolidge is just cool. Like, girl, I love her. If you're trying to look expensive, one thing I can really recommend is for you to focus more on the basics, like black tops, black long sleeves, black chinos, black skirt, then going out and buying a full Chinese website wardrobe that looks like a Pinterest board that every girl is going to be wearing this summer. What is going to make you look more expensive than the girlies that are out here actually buying designer clothes is if you can look like you own yourself without having to wear anything that screams, I'm out here spending money on this. Because a lot of the times we think, oh, we need a designer bag, or we need a bunch of jewelry, designer jewelry, or whatever, in order for us to look expensive. But you know what? Simplicity is really, really powerful when it comes to looking expensive. Wearing a black long sleeve with a black skirt, a pair of black or white sneakers, and a little black handbag is gonna make you look chic. And if you want to spruce it up a little bit, one thing that you can think about is maybe wearing a little color, like color analysis, something that looks like you, like that fits your skin tone, that fits with your hair. That is also going to make you look more expensive because it's just going to make you stand out. But those basic outfits look expensive. And the reason why I do recommend being more basic with your items, colors, when it comes to you wearing stuff like if you buy on Chinese websites, for example, is that the material is probably not going to be as good. So you are going to be able to see that bad quality if it's very patterned, if it's very, it's got all kinds of logos or rhinestones or whatever on it. It's gonna look like the quality is bad. But even on the Chinese websites, you can look for stuff like 100% cotton. Cotton is always gonna look more expensive. It's gonna smell less, which is gonna make you just appear cleaner. And when it's a black shirt instead of a colorful shirt, instead of a patterned shirt, it's also gonna be easier to sew and fix if it breaks, because it's probably going to break a little bit if it is cheap. And I'm someone, I sew in hand. Like if I have like pantyhose that runs, I will sew it and it looks fine because it's not some crazy design where now I have to fix it and it's like, why is there a big hole in this? So if you're really, really at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to expenses and when it comes to you spending money on getting a better wardrobe, go basic. Wear black, like black skirt, black shirt, white skirt, some elegant but loose slacks. It's going to make you look like you focus on yourself a lot, and that's going to look expensive to people because it's going to look like you have better boundaries. You might think that you're going to look emo. Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation. No breathing. I don't know if that's even emo. Ho, 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 ho. I seek you out. For you alive. Yeah. The next tip is stay away from streetwear. I've said it before, but you know what? With streetwear, a lot of the times, there's a lot of logos, there's a lot of this and this and that. And I'm not saying you can't wear no streetwear, because streetwear is cool. Streetwear is all good. But if you're trying to look like you're all Gucci, Louis Vuitton'd out, and like you're trying to get into like nicer spaces, girl, no. Like you're wearing baggy jeans that are sagging over. You know what? The one thing that I think looks the cheapest is the trend that we've been seeing the past couple years where women wear men's boxers as shorts. That looks so cheap. It looks like you didn't have money for actual pants and now you bought a pair of men's boxers and you're wearing them outside. I'm sorry, what? And you know what? I'm probably going to wear streetwear outfits. If you follow me on my Instagram, you're going to see me throwing up some streetwear outfits. But you know why I can wear streetwear outfits and get the treatment that I want still? It's because I've worked on myself, and that's the thing that's going to make you look most expensive. And me saying that, it sounds so pretentious. It sounds like you guys haven't done work on yourself. That's not what I mean. But if you are a girly who's used to being a pushover, you're a people pleaser, you want to make sure that everyone around you is always good before you, you're going to look cheap. Because people are going to be like, she's willing to do everything for me without me, reciprocating. And that makes you cheap. And that's nothing an outfit can save. That's nothing an outfit can save, honey. And you know what? With today's materials like ChatGPT, buying a literal block of paper for you to write on. Social media, online, like videos about their, like my videos, my videos, they're free to watch. That is actually the thing that's going to make you look the most expensive, because you can have the craziest outfit. You can be a drag queen for all that matters, and you can look expensive if you've worked on yourself. This is why we see these celebrities out there that wear whatever they want to wear wherever they want to go, and they can do whatever it is they want to do, because you know what makes you look the most expensive? Celebrity energy. Because it makes you look like you're entitled to be where you were supposed to be. It makes you able to take up space. It makes you be unapologetic. It makes you be someone who has audacity. So the most inexpensive thing that you can actually do for yourself in order for you to look more expensive in general is to work on yourself. But the reason why I say it might be a good idea for you to ditch the streetwear for a while, and for you to dress more boring, dress more classy, dress more feminine, which is something that I've done. I've gone through that phase. I'm going to put some pictures of how I looked before, my style before, and I love that style. That style is amazing. And then the style that I've gone through, or my transition phase, I mean, I'm always changing, so I'm definitely going to look different as well later. But the reason why it's very good, especially for the neurodivergent girlies, to go through a phase of dressing more classy, dressing more feminine, dressing more like toned down basic, is because people are gonna think that you deserve better treatment when you dress better. When you make an effort to look more polished, you will also avoid interactions with people that are here to nag at you and that are here to take advantage of your creativity and your light. This goes out to all of my neurodivergent girlies, especially because what we like to do is that we like to dress for our interests. Like we like to, maybe we want to wear a t-shirt that signifies things we like. Maybe we want to, cosplay, or we like to dress to express ourselves, and I get that 100%. I'm like that too. But what we fail to understand is that when we do that, people see our expression and they see that as an invitation. Okay, understand that they see that as an invitation, and they think that that means that they deserve to talk to you. Me, I have 57 tattoos. Let me just show you. I don't want to bite my shirt. I have tattoos all over my body. I have tattoos on my back, on my torso. I have the coolest tattoos, you guys. But you know what? For many, many years, my mentality and my tattoos were not in the same place, because people would come up to me in public and they would ask me questions about my tattoos, and I felt like I owed them talking to them about my tattoos, because I'm like, oh my God, I got them. That probably means that I need to interact with everyone and their mom about them. And people felt like they could ask me questions and be invasive just because I looked a certain way. I had an experience like this in Melrose in LA near Fairfax, where I was just walking around shopping by myself. I was wearing babestas, I was wearing baggy jeans, I was wearing like a baggy t-shirt. I was looking really, really fly, you guys, because I like that type of style. But then some guy came up to me and he was like, girl, I like your outfit. I love your sneakers. They're so fly. And because I'm a people pleaser, because back then the people pleasing had not been tamed, I was like, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I didn't keep walking. And he's like, do you drink? No. And he was like, do you engage with the devil's broccoli? You know what I mean. And I'm like, no. And he's like, do you like to party? I'm like, no. And he's like, girl, I have a party you should come to. And you know what? It clicked for me then. The way I dress is sending a specific signal. And there's nothing wrong with the signal that it was sending, because the outfit was cool. But my people pleaser tendencies were too big. They were too much. And it made me feel like I needed to talk to this person. And that's how the power of association works. When we dress a certain way, we actually think we associate with a specific type of people or mentality. And we think we owe people with a specific mentality our time, because if we look alike, if we dress the same, that must mean that I owe them my time. And especially men think the same way too. If you are someone who wears a lot of streetwear, if you are someone who, maybe you dress more provocatively, maybe you're someone like me who has a lot of tattoos, it's gonna send a specific signal. And there's nothing wrong with that. We're not here to shame anyone. Everyone can express themselves however they want. But no matter what, people are going to think that they have the right to interrogate your privacy if you have the same style as them. And I will tell you this time and time again, it is way better for you to be interrogated about your personal life by some dude who's really, really rich, or some girl who is, who knows people, than for you to be interrogated by someone who thinks that because you have nice sneakers and they have nice sneakers that they probably bought with the last money in their account, that means that you should be hanging out. This is why I say that it is so important, and it's the cheapest thing you could do. It might be expensive in time, but it's cheap in money for you to work on yourself mentally. Because when you're doing the mental work and when you've done the mental work, I'm telling you, you could wear a plastic bag outside and you could look expensive. You can step into any environment. You can literally be like Lady Gaga with the meat dress. Lady Gaga, she fit in with her meat dress, even though no one wears a meat dress. But that's because she had that energy, okay? And that's why I say that it can be very good for the girlies that are people pleasers and that are trying to do the mental work and that are trying to make themselves look more expensive by working on themselves mentally. It can be a very, very good idea to dress less expressive, dress more feminine, dress more classy, put more effort into yourself when it comes to you having more chic looks, because it is going to send a signal that you're not here to mess with. You got things going on and people are going to leave you alone more. I bet you 100% if I had looked really, really classy, really, really boring, really, really, like little kitty heels and a more conservative, boring dress while I was looking and walking through Melrose, you know what? I'd probably still be catcalled. We're not going to cap on that. I would probably have avoided that conversation easier. Because I would probably be like, you know what? Do I look like I'm here to waste time? No. Your makeup and the way you dress can actually be protectant that elevates you without you having to say a word. Think about Pretty Woman, where Julia Roberts first wears an outfit that is not that modest, not that high end. And then she goes to the store and they're like, I don't think we have anything for you. And then she returns later and she's looking bougie. And then she's like, you girls work on commission? What a shame. What a shame. Because now she's elevated, because her looking different made them think that she deserved more. And you can demand more. You can demand so much more without having to change your style. But changing your style to be more chic, to be more elevated, to be more feminine is something that is going to make people visually push you towards better environments. They're going to do that because people are visual. Men are visual. They're going to push you towards what they think that you fit into. And if you wear very streetwear, if you wear very, baggy clothes that all of the streetwear boys, the Central C's, the roadmen wear, that's the type of lifestyle they're going to assume that you want to live. But if you look expensive, even if you're just wearing Chinese clothes, but they look expensive, yeah, exactly. They're going to send you towards that. But the thing that's going to make you be put towards looking expensive most is your mentality. You can radiate expensive without wearing anything that's expensive. Think about someone like Helena Bonham Carter. If you're a Tim Burton fan, yeah, you'll know about her. Helena Bonham Carter is an actress, and this girlie, she dresses however she wants. And the fact that she does have money is probably a big part of it, but she is also someone who understands how to take up space and without compromising herself. The reason why you don't look expensive a lot of the time is because you feel like you're not worthy. You feel like you need to compromise yourself. You feel like you need to step down. And this is why changing your style to wear more elevated basics and can make you feel like a different version of yourself, and stepping into that version of yourself, that alter ego, it's going to feel fake for a little while, but it's also going to be a power that's going to be able to give you the grace that you need in order for you to step into better environments without giving Anyways, we're done with all of the philosophical stuff for now. There's always going to be more philosophical stuff. When it comes to you being more expensive looking on a budget, you also have to become better at spending more time on shopping. which means you're probably gonna have to go thrifting. I love thrifting, and that's why I want to show you a couple of the things that I got today thrifting. Thrifting is truly a way where you can find really, really high quality, sometimes even brand names for way lower. I remember once I was in a thrift store a little bit outside of New York. I'm talking a couple hours outside of New York, and I found a 100% wool outer coat for $20. $20. This coat was barely touched, and I'm sure that it was probably around maybe $600 from new. You will be able to find polo tennis skirts. So if you have the opportunity to drive a little bit further, you're probably gonna have to do that. And it all depends on your budget. Maybe you only have money for Chinese clothes, and that's fine. We're not shaming anyone. Some of the stuff that I do a lot is that I go thrifting, and I spend a lot of my time thrifting. I'm a thrifty girly. You know what? I'm going to definitely take you guys along for thrifting one day. If you want me to do that, let me know. We're going to talk all about what clothes are going to look better. And you can also alter them if you have the time. That's definitely an option. It's going to make you look more elevated. It's going to make you look more personal. But you know what? I found this shirt today. $3. $3 for this shirt. This shirt is so cute. It is, you know, a little bit loose, not too big. Another thing that I found, and you know, it's a nice color. It's feminine, got little ruffles, and it's nice. It's nice. $3, okay? Another thing that I found, which mind you, gives off big Carrie Bradshaw energy, is this skirt. For $6, I got this skirt. And this skirt is going to look really, really expensive. Maybe I should start posting more of my outfits on Instagram. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to post more outfits. Let's get into more of the stuff that I thrifted recently. I actually even thrifted these like silky pants, and they're so comfortable and they look really, really chic with like a little pair of loafers or whatever. Anyways, let's get into some of the things that I've thrifted recently that you can style that makes you look more elevated. I found this Lacoste sweatshirt, and it's definitely a little bit 80s, but that's what I talked about, how sometimes you need to look a little bit more like your own personal style for you to look more expensive, because it's going to make you look like you're more self-assured. This is not necessarily the most like, oh, chic, old money, whatever looking, but if you pair this with a little tennis skirt and some sneakers or like some loafers or whatever, it's gonna make you look like you put this outfit together for a reason. You clock it, and you know, it's Lacoste. And you know what? I bought it for, let me think, $7. $7. Exactly. Another thing that I bought at the thrift store is this shirt, which is it's a cardigan. It's actually a cardigan like this. You can wear it both this way, but I actually like wearing it the other way around. So it's like, this is the front, even though it's not the front. And that looks elevated as well. It looks very bushy. It looks very nice. Let me say $2. $2, okay? Another thing that I found yesterday at the thrift store, I go thrifting a lot, is this skirt. This skirt is so cute. I need to eat a little bit more, and then my ass will look absolutely amazing in this skirt. Absolutely beautiful. And because, you know, it's longer too, so it looks more feminine, looks more elevated. Another thing that I've thrifted that I'm really happy about is this shirt, which you can wear over a little black skirt. And that, again, it's personal. The personal style wins when it comes to looking expensive on a budget, especially when you thrift, because it's going to make you more elevated when you know how to style things and when you know how to like make an outfit work for you. It's not about making it work for everyone else. What makes someone look expensive is not going to be what makes you look expensive. Another thing that I found was this shirt is not used, still has the tag on it. And I got it for $4, and it's so chic. It's so elegant. And you know what I love about wearing more elegant clothes as someone who has a lot of tattoos? It's that people can tell, oh, she's elegant, But you know what? She's got a little bit of personality still. She's still her. And because I've worked on my boundaries and my self-expression, I'm also much more secure about that. Which means that if people try to come up to me and like try to holler at me or whatever, I'm gonna be like, no, goodbye. I'm gonna walk on. I'm not gonna deal with that. That's the power of working on yourself, because that's the most priceless thing you can do. The most, it's going to be expensive in time, inexpensive in money, but it's going to be priceless in the end, is you working on yourself. Okay. Another thing I found, and this might not look that expensive, but if you style it the right way, is this little bag. It's from Zara, but I found it at the thrift store for $2. And if you style it the right way with like a little black outfit or like a little whatever, it can look really, really nice and chic. It's perfect. Okay. Another thing that I found is this tube top. Black tube top. I need to grow some yitties for this. My yitties are not big enough for this. I tried it on. It's like, it fits well enough, but I'm really trying to gain weight, you guys. If you want to talk about the whole, you need to be skinny to look expensive, that's some BS. That is some BS. I made a video about that before, but we can also talk about that in another video. I want to gain weight, so I can fill this out with my glorious yitties, and they're not that big anyway. So if I get a boob job once, just know you already knew that it was going to happen. Another shirt that I got was this shirt. Mind you, this shirt is very big. It's not my size at all, but I'm going to sew it because I know how to sew a little bit. And it's absolutely cute as well. Again, it works with my color scheme. I definitely like this blue and this, very good. This is a good color for me as well. This one. So all the colors, you know, it's good to consider your colors. And you know what? So take this one, for example. If you style it with something like this, or even just a black top, or this top, for example, girl, that look like you spent, and if you wear, you know, a little heel or a little mule or whatever, it can look like you spent a couple $100 on this outfit and you just spent $5. Okay. Another thing that I got was this top, and it's a different green in real life, but it is really cool. I think it's turned the other way around. But what I want to say with these thrift finds, that is actually the main point of this, is that you don't have to spend a lot of money for you to be able to express your style. You don't have to spend a lot of money in order for you to look expensive. And you don't have to spend a lot of money to check yourself. And it's the most important thing for you is to work on your mentality. And if you have to do that, sometimes what you need to do is have a buffer style, which is like dress more feminine, dress more elegant. And you know what? You're going to understand and clock that sometimes wearing that boring basic outfit can actually help you settle more mentally and like get you in a space where you feel like you can set boundaries, because now you don't feel like you gotta answer to people. I think a lot of the times, because we are more expressive, especially us neurodivergent girlies, we feel like we need to owe it to people to explain why we want to do certain things. And if we dress more elevated, if we dress more classy, if we dress more feminine, it's gonna send a signal. We're not gonna deal with that. More basic, you know, like wearing a completely black outfit, cut my life into pieces. Ho, 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 ho. Wearing a complete black outfit, it's not going to make you look goth if you make it look the right way. But you know what? Maybe I am a goth girlfriend. I do have like 5 skull tattoos. I have a whole tattoo of the Grim Reaper on my back. Yep. So, anyways, goth girlfriend Talia signing out, and this is a guide to how to dress more expensive on a lower budget. And also we can talk about makeup and jewelry and all of that. This is a bracelet I've been given as a gift, so obviously that's free. And jewelry in general, nails, you can do your own nails really inexpensively. You can use baking soda to do your own nails. Yeah. And you can make them look expensive. You just have to have some You just have to train yourself. Anyways, so I hope you guys liked today's video, and this is all I got for you. And I hope, let me know in the comment section if you want more videos like this, and I will make them. Love you.